Well, it's not square, but that's okay. Hello, friends. It is early Sunday morning. It says it's 4:48 a.m. here in Iowa. And I'm just working on a few things on my desk upstairs. As you know, I've been working on rearranging some things. And to that end, the lighting is bad because I am doing this in the dark. And so let me show you a couple of things here. And I don't know why it's doing that, probably the lighting. So I was playing around with envelopes. I'd gotten this envelope from a friend of mine, and you know I like to recycle. So I thought, well, what am I going to do with this? And then I started thinking about envelopes and how I used to play with envelopes a lot. And so I had just turned this one right side out or inside out and put another crease on this so that I could fold this down. And this will become a flap then that can be glued to something. And this can get glued down. Let me get a glue stick real quick here. Okay, I got a glue stick. It's not the best. Looks like it's starting to dry up. That's okay. This is just an example of what you can do. So I'm going to glue this flap down to the inside here. And then I'm going to glue right along this edge for this one. And this edge for this one. And so now I have a pocket. And I can decorate this with other paper. If I have a scrap of something here. I'm sure I do. I'm sure I have scraps. Let me just grab something. Oh, yeah, scraps. I was putting scraps in these. These were things that I was working on. So I've got some scrappy paper here. I had leftovers from die cuts and stuff. So I can just, figure out how much I need to go in here. And I had a pair of scissors, which I've lost in the shuffle. Oh, there they are. So I'm just going to cut this so that it'll fit right inside, like so. And decide which side I want to show. I think this goes pretty well with that. So let's glue this down. Like this. Slip it in here. Just to cover up that flap. If I can get that slid into place. There we go. I want it up at the top, right along this edge. leave a little space because we need to glue that onto something. So I'm just going to do that. And then of course you can continue to decorate these surfaces, but now this flap can be glued into a journal and become a pocket page. And I can just take some sequang. There's a piece of sequang tape. I'll put it right up here at the edge. Like this. And then when I want to glue that pocket into a journal, all I have to do is pull this, stick that down, and I can put something cute over the top of the pocket over here. Some die cuts or something. I'm just recycling this envelope. But it started me thinking about a lot of stuff that I had in my stash. We all have stuff. And I have all of these different sizes of envelopes. So sorry, I heard other people moving around the house. But I mean, even these little scraps, I'm terrible. I save this kind of stuff and put it in these pockets to use later. One of the things I was doing yesterday was I was making these pieces for journals to hold the pages in. And when I was thinking about envelopes, I thought, well, I wonder if these envelopes are the right size to fit these. And they're pretty close. I mean, I can do a journal cover and these can go on here and I can make pocket journals, or, I can glue this down and I can slit this edge open. There's lots of different things that you can do, but rather than the envelopes, I also had these small note cards that go in those envelopes. And I thought, well, these are the perfect size because I can just glue those right over the top of those structure pieces. And these will be my pages for my journal. So I found those and I'm going to do that because these can do like the different waterfall things. But I've got all different sizes of envelopes. And so, I also thought about glue that there. This one over here. Okay, so then take your scissors and just slice off the very end of these envelopes. To do my pockets. And then, let's see, do I have a little journal that'll fit? Let me look. A couple of small ones. That one's a little bit big. This one might be just right. This is one of those little Elizabeth Craft journals. And You take this, and you can fold this anywhere you want, but I'm thinking that probably in half is going to be about right for this little journal. So I can slip this in here. Oh, that's the, I don't want to pull that one. I'll pull this one. I'll slip this right in here. Just like that. And if it's a little bit long, that's okay, because this can be trimmed. So, I'm looking at this. Looks like it's sticking out a little bit much. If you don't like your pages sticking out, then all you have to do is come back and trim this down a little bit more. It'd be easier if I was using a trimmer, but I'm just going to take my scissors, trim this off. And I can't even cut straight. Well, there you go. Try that again. Holding it up in the air and trying to cut straight. Yeah, not the best. Okay, so there you've got that. And now you've got pockets that you can tuck your little things into. So like if you've got, let's see what we've got in our stash of stuff here. I was die cutting some things. Here's a little, I think this might fit in here too. These are little die cut folders. I mean, you can put a whole folder into this one if you wanted to. Like this. Or, what else have I got here? See how it is? I just start collecting stuff. Here's a fun little die that is like a slide. So you can put this on here, and you can add something into this piece. If I want this tab to stick out this way, I can cut this down. I can cut this down and go this direction. That needs to come down just a little bit more. Okay, so now I've got my little piece here that I can slide in to my pocket. That will slide in and out of that pocket. It's now got a tab on it. So you can get a hold of that tab and pull it. These are other pages I was cutting. There's some fancy stuff. Here are more, I could do more waterfall things. So if I want to take a piece of this paper, not quite big enough. Well, okay, so these are pre-built. And if I cut this in half, how big is this? If I guesstimate, I'm just doing everything by the seat of my pants this morning. Fold this down this way, that's about half. So if I cut this right about there, you guys would be a lot neater about this. Then I've got these pieces. So I can put, let's see, if I do these as my waterfall, I need to be able to fold down. So how far can I go? See what I'm saying? These fold back and forth. But when you add a page to this, like this, and put this down, you want to make sure that it's not coming out of the journal. So this really needs to go right up at the top here. So I've got some tape on the backside. If I can get it off of there. Come on, tape, cooperate with me. Yeah, not happening. There we go. Now it's peeling. Okay, so I pre-taped this. And I can fit this right up against the top edge of my envelope that we cut down for a pocket, right? And I could do the same thing on this side and come the other direction. Then we'd have a double waterfall. Because I think even if I glue, I might have to use a smaller page coming this direction. That's no problem because I could use something this size and come this direction, right? And that would fit if I glued that in there. So if we're gluing this piece onto the waterfall, then I would take my sequin again and I would just line the inside of this with the sequin. And I tore it off too long. So I have to do that again. Okay. So then, let's see. Peel this. And I think I will go this way so that I can glue something both front and back. See, now that I've got this in here, I can cover the back of this with something else. And then you just continue to do that. Let's see, I'll show you. Since I've got these already cut, I can quickly show you how to do this little waterfall. Stick on some tape. And this little waterfall is actually a die that I got from Sizzix. I'll have to get you a number for that, but it's a really cool little die. Cuts these or scores these lines at about 1/4 inch. So for these little tiny journals, it's just perfect. Very pleased with how this die worked out. One last piece of tape here. Okay, so now we've got tape on all of those. So then you just take your page and actually that's going to be, this piece is going to be too big to go that direction. So it's going to have to go this direction on the inside ones. So I'm peeling. Oop. Pulling the tape and everything here, guys. Sorry. Try to get that straightened out. Okay, and you want to make sure it's lining up. Make sure it's lining up with the one right below it. So you're just going to set that on there. And make sure that the edges, see, the edges need to line up. And then you can close that down and do the next one. So I've got the next one here. Once again, I'm going to line up the edges. Leave a little gap so there's plenty of fold room. Pull your backer liner off and fold that down. Got a couple more to go here. Fold this, line up my edge, just like that. Don't know why that autofocus, probably just the lighting. Like I said, it's early morning here. And one last one. Line up my edge. Just like that. There. Okay, so you can see there's our little waterfall construction. And we can decorate this with our papers. Going to put another piece of something on the back of that, but this one I will definitely glue down to the front here. But now I've got a waterfall here. And this one, I would take, some other decorative something and cover this. so that we have our pages here. And then we also have our pocket here. So you can see how quickly you can fill up a little journal like this with that kind of stuff. And I think I even have, this is a pocket one from Eileen, and it has, okay, this is what I cut those pages out of for the waterfall, is this one. Let me see. Do I have that other one out here? Probably not. Probably put it away. I'll have to find that. But let me show you. This is another small journal from Eileen. And so I cut the pages, I cut the covers out of this Elizabeth Craft Design paper. Well, actually, I cut it out of that mat board. I cut it out of mat board first, okay? Then I'm going to cover it with Elizabeth Craft Design paper. And then I will attach one of these to the spine, and that will give me my accordion inside to glue. Remember I said this was just right to glue my little card, these little note cards to make my journal pages. So that's another small journal idea. And yeah, you gotta like that. So just some stuff I've got on my desk I'm working on. But on top of that, when I was sorting things out, I was talking to some friends yesterday about die storage and all that sort of thing. And I started thinking about, you know, how you get these sets that have both stamps and dies, right? This is another one. This is not part of this set. This is another die set that will go somewhere else, but it's words. And I have not cut them apart because I was just going to cut the whole thing at once. But what I did was I took one of these cassette holders, and I took, you know, it's like this. Here's a tax cut cassette from 1998, which I don't think I need to save anymore, right? So this stuff can come out, but look, it's got a pocket. Guess who's going to decorate that and use it for something, right? So that goes in my pocket pile. Okay, next, you take this off. And you pop this piece out. And we'll have to figure out what we're going to do with these. I've cut these up and used them in art before. You guys ever do that? Because you can cut these. You heat them with a heat tool, and then you can cut these with scissors. But this part will come out. I just have to get a hold of it. There we go. Start to come. Okay, so that part came out. So now I've got my box. Okay, this has been reused from something else because it's got somebody else's sticker on there. I'll have to get some undo or something to get that off. But this just all goes back together again. And when you do this, yeah, I don't need that anymore. When you put this back together, then I take my magnetic sheet and cut it down to the size of my disc box. And you know, we've all got this stuff laying around, right? So you can see I cut the magnetic sheet down. I'll take my stamps, my word stamps, and I will, let's see, I want them in the bottom. Which one is the bottom? That's the bottom. So I'm going to put this in here. And when you close this up, you end up with this gap here. So what I did is I just took the extra pieces of magnet sheet and stuck it down in here to keep stuff from falling out. You know, you can use whatever scraps you've got laying around. But so this is going to go in here. No, which one is the top and which one's the bottom? Okay, so I want this on that side. So I want to be able to read it. And then sliding in here, I'm going to take my magnetic sheet take this off for right now. And I'm going to cut this to fit. What I do with that other sheet of paper, that should tell me what size to cut it, right? Still got the packaging out here. See, my desk is getting cluttered already. Okay, so here's this. So this is going to show me what size I need to cut. And see, this will be the excess stuff. That can be used for other purposes. So now I've got my magnetic sheet. I want the white side so that I can read the black letters. I want the white side on this side. Okay, so that means the die are going to live on the black side, like this. And this is going to somehow fit. Maybe I didn't trim it out quite good enough. Or maybe it just has to go underneath. There we go. It has to go underneath. Oh, see, I'm doing it the wrong way. Even after what I said, I'm doing it the wrong way. Okay, I'm going to take slide us a little bit off of here. And then I'm going to put this in the top. Like that. And I still need to do a little trim. It's still just a hair on this one corner. I think that should get it. There we go. Okay, so then when you close it, this is where the stuff wants, see how it slides back and forth in there? This stuff slides back and forth. So if you want to put something extra, you can put it right down here. And that's just a hair too long. And it's about that wide, so I can cut a few strips out of this. Just because I've got it. If I could cut straight, that'd be dangerous. And then I'm going to put some tape in here. Just to keep that in place and not have to go find a nut when it goes flying. Come on, come up, come up, come up, come up, come up, come up. There we go. Hey, Minka, hi. How are you? So yeah, get this thing. I need something sharp. Where's my pick? Here we go. Got my tweezers. There we go. Ta-da. Yep. Got to cut straighter than that. Okay. So then I can just fit that down in there. And actually, you could even put a title on the edge or whatever you want to do. But now I've got, my stamp. Surviving. Okay. Yeah, I know that feeling. I've got to do some painting today. So now I've got my stamps and I've got my dies in these cases together, which is going to help me when I go to find those because, sometimes that's hard to do. And, it doesn't have to be the stamp and die set. It could be something else. But because I have some stamp and die sets, I like that. And I actually got a new set from Elizabeth Craft. I wonder where that is. I wonder if it'll fit in here. Probably not, because her stuff is a little bit bigger. What do I do with that? Oh, here's the one. This is the die from Eileen Hull that does the this type of connection. And it is 665153. It looks like this. And that worked out really well for me. but you can see it's a little bit bigger, so it's not going to fit in a box. So I've just got it in one of these sleeves. But the Elizabeth, let's see what I have here. Yeah, this one. See, her dies and stamps are a little bit bigger too. This is a new set from her, and this die does the page for the journal. So it cuts, I think I cut some. Yeah, I did. It cuts a little house page. Really cute. Cuts a little house page like this. And you can put your, roof shingles and all that stuff on there. But this die is too big to go into those CD holders. So I put the stamps and the dies and everything that go to this set together in one of these envelopes. But these also, if you're making a journal, these also can go onto one of these kind of binding systems. Just like we did that waterfall piece, right? Just like we did this one in here. So you gotta have options. You have a lot of options. Anyway, I think I'm gonna try to go make some breakfast and coffee and stuff. It's just starting to get daylight here. What time is it? 5:30. So I've been on for about an hour. And maybe it'll get light later and I can do a better video. I don't know. Depends on what I can get done today. Just picking up my trash. What are you guys going to work on today? Anything? Anyway, I hope you have some good suggestions out of this, and you can make your envelope parts for your journals. If you missed that part, go back and look at it, because I was showing you how to do some of those other page components. So have a great Sunday. Hope the weather is kind to you. We've had some stormy weather here, so hope the weather is kind to you and that you have a great week. And paper painting, awesome. Thank you. I think I will. I need to make some. My husband is taken up with triticale of late, so I have to make some triticale. Triticale is like a rolled cereal that they're growing here in the Midwest in Nebraska, and it's supposed to be more nutritious than oats. So he's all taken up with that. So I think it'll be triticale and maybe some yogurt and fruit. I don't know. So, all right, guys. Have a great morning, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.